Welcome to the stream. Okay, so now that you're seeing this live stream, and you heard when I destroyed the castle with my boulders, yeah, I don't know what to attack, but now I know what I should attack. Another castle. Now, if Stitch is gonna appear, then something's gonna happen. As you can see, the character on screen, I already have that character.
Hello, my name's Stitch.
Hi, security. We have some adorable intruders who are trespassing. You're all going to jail.
Now it is going to take a while.
Hi, security. We have some adorable intruders
Who are really trespassing.
You're all going
to jail. Okay, here's my impression. Beep. Hi, security. We have some adorable intruders who are trespassing. Beep. You're all going to jail. Yeah, that was so funny. And I'm very sorry if you hear this, but at least you know how to play this game. Well, not the game I'm playing right now.
Hey guys, I'm Yvette Nicole Brown, and I'm here to explain how to play Throw Burrito! The goal of the game is to earn the most points by the end of the game. You earn points by collecting sets of 3 matching cards. To set up the game, give about 15 cards to each player. Doesn't have to be exact. Anything close to 15 is fine. Each player keeps these cards as a draw pile on their right. Divide the remaining cards into 2 roughly equal community piles in the middle of the table. And finally, put the 2 burritos on the table along with the pile of burrito bruises. Make sure all players can reach at least 1 community pile and 1 burrito in the center of the table. Next, everyone draws the top 5 cards from their draw pile into their hand. To play the game, each player tries to earn points by collecting sets of 3 matching cards. To do this, you can discard
It's only a
card
small
divided your hand
castle.
face down into the discard pile and draw a new card from your draw pile.
JK.
Remember, you can only have 5 cards in your hand at a time, so make sure to discard before you draw. When you get 3 matching cards in your hand, put the set face up in a stack in front of you. Any set you collect will be worth points at the end of the game. Then, draw back up to 5 cards from your draw pile and keep playing. Now let's talk about your discard pile. Your discard pile is on your left and is actually the draw pile of the player to your left. So
Thumbs up.
any card you discard and all the cards are going to move around the
Maybe.
table from player to player. Also, there are no turns. Everyone plays at the same time, so the cards are all going to move around the table really quickly. Don't worry about the draw piles getting messy. Just try to collect sets of 3 of any kind as fast as you can. If you ever find the player to your right is too slow and your draw pile is empty, you can draw from either of the community piles until there are cards in your draw pile again. Any set of 3 cards you collect are placed face up in front of you and are
Does anything about this look familiar?
have special
If it's like this, then it's, you know. And if it's like this, it's kind of like a dum-dum lollipop.
Battle cards just like any other card, but when you place them face up in front of you, they trigger a battle. The first type of battle is a burrito brawl. If you collect 3 burrito brawl cards, shout burrito brawl and place the 3 brawl cards face up in front of you. In a burrito brawl, they must both try to grab the battle. The winner of a battle doesn't get anything, but the loser must take a burrito bruise from the middle of the table and put it in front of them. Burrito bruises are worth negative points, so don't be the loser.
So don't be the loser.
There are 2 colors of burrito brawl cards. They do exactly the same thing, but a matching set must be the same color. Now, the next kind of battle is a burrito war. If you collect 3 Burrito War cards, place them face up in front of you and shout, Burrito War! Suddenly, everyone at the table, except for you, is in a battle.
Except for you.
The first one to get hit must take a burrito bruise. The last kind of battle is a burrito duel. When you collect 3 of a kind, place the cards in front of you and shout, Burrito Duel!
Ooh!
Each other.
Oodles.
Those 2
He don't like
take a
oodles.
burrito and stand back to back. As you count 3, 2, 1,
Burrito.
they both take 3 paces, turn, and fire. The first player to get hit collects a burrito bruise. During any battle, all players must put their cards down and wait for the battle to end. In any kind of battle, the battle is over as soon as a player gets hit. When a battle is over, return the burrito to the table, give a burrito bruise to the player who lost the battle, pick up your cards, and then whoever triggered the battle counts 3, 2, 1 burrito to resume play. Throw Burrito is played in 2 rounds. The first round is over when the last burrito bruise has been given to a player. When that happens, count up your points. Any set of 3 matching cards is worth 1 point. Any set of 3 matching battle cards is worth 2 points. And any burrito bruise is worth negative 1 point. Whoever has the most points wins the round and puts the Fear Me badge in front of them. Collect all the cards, burritos, and burrito bruises, and reset the game. Round 2 is played exactly the same as round 1, except the player with the Fear Me badge is now a target, because you don't want them to win twice. If the player with the Fear Me badge wins the second round, they win the whole game. If another player wins the second round, they must duel the Fear Me badge winner to determine the ultimate winner of the game. Okay, you're ready to start playing. Pick someone to count 3, 2, 1 burrito and begin. If you have questions about battles, what happens if you catch a burrito thrown at you?
Hi, I'm Jeff Prost, and I'm going to teach you how to. Hi, I'm Jeff Prost, and I'm going to teach you how to play You've Got Craps, and I'll be doing it as an
Itty bitty crab. Here's how to play. Pick a partner and split up into teams of 2. You and your partner privately decide on a secret signal, such as touching your nose or blinking a lot. Everyone sits across from each other and takes turns drawing crab cards. If you get 4 matching cards, you have crabs. Try to communicate this to your partner using your secret signal. If your partner sees your signal and yells, "You've got crabs," you get points. If an opponent sees your signal and yells, "You've got crabs," you lose points. Points are crabs are points. Whichever team gets the most crabs wins. Got all that? Terrific. Let's show you how to set up the game and go over how turns work. As I said before, you begin by choosing a partner and splitting up into teams of 2. This means that the game requires an even number of players. You and your partner go somewhere in private and devise a secret signal together. Secret signals can be anything you want, but there are a few restrictions. You can't communicate words or numbers. It has to be non-vocal. And it has to be a visual signal. No coughing or sniffing or anything like that. Finally, you can't use signals that other players are unable to see, like playing footsie under the table. If you're unsure about your signal being allowed or not, use this rule. If your signal feels like cheating, then it's probably cheating. Once everyone has their secret signal worked out, return to the table. Each teammate sits across from each other. Try to sit diagonally if you can. That way, your partner can see your secret signal, but your opponents can see it as well. Once everyone is seated, divide the table into 2 sides.
Placeholder.
Imagine an invisible line running down the center of the table, splitting up all the teammates. Put the crabbing license on the table and have it pointed at whichever side of the table wants to go first. Shuffle the deck and deal 4 cards to each player. Keep your cards secret. Next, deal 4 cards into the center of the table, face up. This is the ocean. This is where you're going to get new cards from. Place the rest of the deck face down on the table. Distribute 2 crab tokens, or points, to each player and put 8 crab tokens into the box lid, also known as the crab pot. If you have extra tokens, put them back in the crab drawer. You won't need them. So, here's how the table should look. Teammates sitting across from each other, preferably diagonally. Each player has 4 cards in their hands, kept secret. There are 4 cards face up on the table. Each player starts with 2 points, and there's 8 points in the crab pot. There's an imaginary line dividing the table into 2 sides. The crabbing license, aka turn indicator, is pointing at one of these sides, and whichever side it's pointed at is going to go first. Now that we're set up, let's learn how to play. First off, there are no individual turns. Instead, an entire side of the table plays at the same time. You play by swapping cards in your hand with cards from the ocean, with the goal of getting 4 of a kind. So if you see a card you want, pick it up. But you must immediately put a card down to replace the one you took. This means you'll always have 4 cards in your hand, and there are always 4 cards face up on the table. So, when the crabbing license is pointed at your side of the table, everybody can start swapping cards from the table to their hand as many times as they want, for as long as they want. There is no limit to the number of times you can do this. Just remember, for each card you pick up, you must put 1 down. So you'll only ever have 4 cards in your hand. And there will always be 4 cards face up in the ocean. Again, an entire side of the table plays at once, without structured turns. So if you see a card you want, grab it quickly before someone else does. The goal is to try to get 4 of a kind in your hand, also known as having crabs. The idea here is that while one side of the table is picking up and putting down cards, the other side of the table is watching them, trying to figure out if they have crabs or not. If you get 4 of a kind, try to communicate this to your partner using your secret signal. If your partner picks up on your secret signal, points at you and yells, "You've got crabs!" you get a point. Show everyone your cards, discard them, and then take a crab token from the crab pot. Draw 4 new cards. If an opponent sees your secret signal, points at you, and is the first one to yell, "You've got crabs!" you lose a point. Show everyone your cards, discard them, and then one of your crab
I tried to do
draw 4
it in
new
my
cards.
best
If your
Chinese.
you of having crabs, but you don't
I tried to
actually
do
have
my
crabs,
best
your teammate
anime
loses a point
voice.
and must put one of their crab tokens back in the crab pot. If this happens, you don't have to discard your hand, just keep it and continue playing. If an opponent accuses you of having crabs, but you don't actually have crabs, then they lose a point. But instead of returning it to the crab pot, they must give it to you, the person they accused. Again, if this happens, you don't have to discard your hand, just keep it and continue playing. After an accusation is resolved, keep playing. Also, accusations can happen at any time by either side of the table. Keep swapping cards until there aren't any left that you want. When this happens, place your cards face down in front of you to indicate you're finished. When an entire side of the table has all of their cards down, spin the turn indicator so it's pointing at the other side of the table. It's now that side's turn to try to catch crabs by swapping cards from their hand with cards from the table. This continues until every player on that side has their cards down in front of them, indicating that they're finished. When this happens, once again, spin the turn indicator to the other side. This process keeps repeating with the 2 sides of the table taking turns. Eventually, you're going to need to replenish the ocean. This happens when no one wants any cards from the face-up pile on the table, and both sides of the table have put all their cards down. When this happens, double check that no players from either side of the table want to swap anything, then discard the ocean and replenish it with a fresh set from the draw pile. Continue playing from whichever side of the table the crabbing license is pointed at. If the draw pile runs out, reshuffle the discard pile and continue playing. The game ends when there are no more crab tokens in the crab pot. You and your partner count up your combined crab tokens. The team with the most crab tokens wins. And if there's a tie, the teams that are tied keep playing. The next team to score a point wins the game. That's it. But before you go play, there's just a few little things to know. First thing, you're not allowed to look through the discard pile. You don't have to see a signal to make an accusation. You can mentally keep track of what cards another player has in their hand. Your team can devise multiple signals, as well as false signals to confuse your opponents. If you have crabs, you don't have to signal your partner right away. You can hang on to them and wait until the time is right. You and your teammates share points, so when you lose points, it doesn't matter which of you the points come from. If your team runs out of points, you can use the points in the crab pot to pay your debt. And lastly, if you're playing with fewer than 6 people, the game is more fun if you remove any 2 suits of cards. For example, remove all of the jab crabs and all of the king crabs. You don't have to, it just rebalances the cards a bit, so it's easier to get 4 of a kind. I know this is a lot to remember, so if you get confused, just read the booklet that came with your game, or check out our website, you'vegotcrabs.com. That's it. That's the whole game. If you're feeling super duper confident and you want to try one last little thing, we have a bonus rule called double crabs. If both members of your team correctly accuse each other of having crabs at the same time, your team gets to collect 3 crab tokens from anywhere on the table. You can take crab tokens from other players, from the crab pot, or any combination. The trick is the accusations have to happen within 1 second of each other, so you have to say them at basically the exact same time. Okay, for reals, that's it. Thanks for watching. Happy crabbing and bon voyage.
Uh-oh. Wait, what the? This kind of feels strange. Probably it's my eyes. Dang it. Well, I ran out. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it down like this, y'all. I'm gonna let my man Parappa know that noodles rule the world. Yeah, that little slippery thing tastes so good all the time. Yeah, that's right. Goes a little something like this. Stay with me now, here we go. Like this. Parentheses, let me stress the fact clearly. No matter what the deal, I crave for this dearly. The so-called
Chinese. Chinese.
are sweeter than idols, do damage like
Chinese.
Without a doubt, I got the flow coming at July. Bring the place
Chinese.
alive every single day.
Chinese.
With the thought comes my direct.
Chinese.
As my
Chinese.
they'll say it's an
Chinese.
Morbid. Suck it. Let me. Suck it, tell it. Taste Yeah, we're gonna bring it down like this, y'all. I'm gonna let my man Parappa know that noodles rule the world. Yeah, that little slippery thing tastes so good all the time. Yeah, that's right. It goes a little something like this. Stay with me now, here we go. Like this. In parentheses, let me stress the fact clearly. No matter what the deal, I crave for this dearly. The so-called noodles that you find in spaghetti are sweeter than idols, do damage like machetes. Without a doubt, I got the flow coming at July. Bring the place alive every single day I jive. With the thought comes my direct actions. Ask my followers, they'll say it's an addiction. Slurp it, suck it, I know you like it. Slurp it, suck it, I know we like it. Smell it, taste it, pasta in the market. Smell it, taste it, fruit in a basket. In a Chinese, Italian, Mexican, Egyptian, Thai or Jamaican. All right, it's time for me to go brush my teeth. You better keep it up.
Ice cream. Burgers.
Checking slot 1. Are you sure you want to overwrite? remains very secure. Never bending, always the boss. To make a move, this time we give down nice and slow. Kick, love, punch, love, punch, love, duck, duck, love, duck, duck, love, turn, love, chop, 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 love, twist, 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 love, pose, love, pose, hard, 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 hug, 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 kick, 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 nice, nice punch, nice, nice punch, sweet, chop, chop, sweet, chop, chop, love, bite, love, bite. What's up, dude, for you? I was here, everybody, I'm the same point of view. Meet me at the corner, think you got the 7, wear your best dress and I'll take you to heaven. Yes, yes, wait, hold, 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 face to face to face, face to face to face, get it on, get it on, get it on, love style, love style, love style, you and me, you and me, get whatever, together, never, in the sky, see the stars, you tight, lovers, we are, I'm the sensei, you are a student, but before that you were not a friend, we know each other, anywhere we can, we all need love, no matter woman or a man. Smooth like butter, move like butter. It's me, son, now it's your turn, show me freestyle. I'll hold you tight. I'm
Looks like the audio's getting him. This is getting kind of embarrassing.
How did you do? Not good? Let's continue.
He come my way, what?
Very smooth, very, very romantic. I love you. See you next time.
Much love to you too, Sensei.
Carl's head? I'm going to hide you right now. Well, I'm not old enough.
Checking slot 1. Are you sure you want to overwrite? Saving now. Save complete.
Well, that's all we have for
May
today.
I help you? I wanna go to options?
It's taken a while to find the thing.
Subtype easy vibration. Easy vibration. Easy vibration.
Vibration ease.
Ease. Which language?
Okay. Very strange. Where's the bugger?
Here it comes! The next stuff we talk about it. The best burgers in town from all around. From around the world, come and get it. The line goes around like a merry-go-round. Cut, 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 cut. Neat. Very nicely.
Oops. Alright. Thanks for watching. Burgers, the fries, the shake, or a booger. If you're hungry, simply line up at the end. Come on, people, give a rock. We got every booger you want from all around. Cut the booger. Cut the booger. The booger. Heat the booger. Heat the booger. Toast the booger. The boogers. Okay, let's stop talking about boogers. Alright, sorry for that gross whatever thingy, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching the live stream. Oh, my thingy has unplugged. Okay, now thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
It's all about it. The best burgers in town from all around. From around the world, come and get it. The line